Hello, hello. Today I will be reviewing the Mundane Magic Tarot by Sara Calvarese. Hope I'm saying that right. And I got this from her Etsy shop, Shop the Eighth House. Alright, so the concept behind this deck is an interesting one. This deck, as you can see on the back here, it stresses the need to find the magic in the mundane. And so, whereas other tarot decks will use more esoteric symbolism, this deck stresses the importance of using things that we see in our everyday lives. And so Sara renamed all of the suits, as you can see here. Wands are lighters, pentacles are coins, swords are knives, and cups are lattes. And then same with the court cards. Pages are emergence, knights are pupils, queens are forecasters, kings are engineers. Which, this, changing the names of the court cards, it doubles as both a way to make this more applicable to our everyday lives and also to ungender the terms, which is nice because some people make pushes towards that and using gender neutral terms for the court cards. So yeah, it's nice. I will say the emergent, like the pages being emergence and the knights being pupils, that did trip me up at first. At first I thought that pupils were the pages, but that was on me. It's on the back of the box, which is also nice. It's nice that the like translations basically of the cards are on the back and aren't like on their own card that could be easily lost. Yeah, it's nice. Anyways, yes, so I really like these cards. These are the backs, they're the same upright and reverse. I think they're pretty. I really like the color palette of this deck. But yes, so every card has like poetry on it and like sort of minimalistic art. I have already pulled out some of my favorite ones in the deck. So this is just like a little overview. But I really like the art of this deck. As I said, I think it's very minimalistic. It feels, it feels kind of quaint, I think would be the way I would describe it. And I like the color palette. It's very soothing. But yes, so... Oh, and also, these cards are very small, which makes them easy to shuffle. It also makes this like box of like cards like easy to carry around, which fits in with the idea of it being like finding magic in the mundane and being more applicable to our everyday lives, just like having a box that's easy to carry. Anyways, yes, so I've pulled out some of my favorite cards in the deck, just like based on the poetry on them. So this is the Forecaster of Lighters, also known as the Queen of Wands. I will read this. You're a divine alchemical creation, fire and water blended in ways that should never be possible, and yet here you are, defying the laws of nature, a natural witch. Passion and compassion, fuel and feeling coexist. The reason why I like this one specifically is because I almost never think about like the court cards as being combination of elements, and so I like that this one refers to the Queen of Wands as fire and water because, you know, wands are fire and like queens are water. So yeah, it is nice. I thought it was a nice thing for the card to point out because I almost never think of that. And this is the Emergent of Lattes, also known as the Page of Cups. Water baby. All dream journals and late night art projects. Your cup filled to the very edges with art and play. Never mind the actual logistics. Your childlike wonder knows no bounds, but don't forget to do your taxes. I like this one too. I think it's sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it is gonna be like annoying to just hear me read the poetry on each of these cards, but yeah, I'm doing it anyway, so we're just gonna go with it. This is the Hierophant. Complete saturation, each cell and every pore overrunning. Gray rinse water, projections, societal norms, things you were taught, things you absorbed. Wring yourself out and ask, given the choice, what would you be filled with? I like this one because I think that's like a cool way to think about the Hierophant and how sometimes it can be like a call to follow tradition, and sometimes it can be a call to just like examine the tradition that you were taught. And I like the phrasing of like, given the choice, what would you be filled with? All right, Ace of Coins, also known as the Ace of Pentacles. Seed. Such a tiny word. Remember biology class? Gymnosperms and, gymnosperms and geosperms. Sure, it won't be instant gratification, but germination is slow, complex, exact. Play the long game, kid. What you plant in this moment matters. I'm sorry if I'm sorry if I mispronounced the biology words. Okay. Two of Knives, also known as the Two of Swords. A road splits before you. This or that, head or heart. Impasse, stalemate, paralysis. What ifs, possibilities, attempts to extrapolate. But who can really know the future? Mental gymnastics. You can't stay parked here forever. People have places to be. Nine of Ladders, also known as the Nine of Wands. Endurance and stamina. Beware the wall. Glycogen stores in the liver and muscle tissue. Depleted. It's okay to walk just for a moment, but push on. You're so close. That's something I like about a lot of the like poetry in these cards, is that they're written from the point of view of like some sort of like spiritual authority figure, for lack of a better phrase, which I think is really fitting for the tarot. And I also think that whenever you have cards that are like so specific in this case it's like the poetry on them, but like whenever you have cards, whenever you have a tarot deck that gives you really specific interpretations, it gives you the opportunity to really be seen. And I think that working with this deck is it can be a very profound experience, just because like the poetry on each of the cards, like there's always the possibility of it just like seeing right into your soul. And I think that that's a good way to go about creating a tarot deck. So that's something I like about the cards. Anyways, this is Judgment. The steady whir of all our imperfections, tumbling over at one another. Again and again. Bitter detergent taste is the medicine, aldehyde clean. Where does one thing end and another begin? And this is Wheel of Fortune. Tectonic plates shifting, unexpected money found inside an old coat pocket. We're trained to slice our lives into neatly organized schedule compartments. But don't forget to leave space for magic, for the unexpected, for the laws of nature. Regardless of our planning, the only constant in life is change. And this is the Moon. Dark and quiet. Or is it? A pile of dirty clothing casts suspicious shadows, a symphony of nocturnal creaks and squeaks, ordinarily drowned under the noise of the day. Resist the urge to turn on the light. There's much to be learned in the dark. You don't need to see. Feel. Alrighty, like I said, I'm sorry if that was annoying, but if you thought it was annoying and you sat through it anyway, that's on you. I didn't make you do that. Oh my goodness, I do have fun. But anyways, yes. As you can probably tell from everything laid out before me, this deck does not have a guidebook, which, you know, I think is understandable given the fact that there are, like, interpretations on the cards already. And, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have a guidebook, which is, like, understandable given the interpretations on the cards. It does mean, however, that there aren't reverse interpretations, which, I don't know, I'll let it slide. Sorry, I don't know if that was, like, mean. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I hold, like, guidebooks without reverse interpretations to, like, a higher standard, I guess, but in a case like this, where it's, like, poetry on the cards, it feels less necessary, so whatever. no guidebook, which means no reverse interpretations, but I really like the way that this deck is set up. I like the concept of having poetry on all the cards. I like the little drawings. Overall, I am quite a fan of this deck. Yes, I'm quite a fan of this deck, and I think that it has an interesting concept. I think that the concept of like finding magic in the mundane is interesting. I think it's always cool to see like what, if anything, specific motivates the creators of tarot decks to create those decks. And I think that this deck kind of has like a unique perspective on the tarot. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.